So here's a statement you've never heard before in your life. Those Episcopalians, they sure are great evangelists. Well, why is that? Most Episcopalians' concept of evangelism is very negative, based either on money-grubbing televangelists or experiences of being confronted with Bible thumpers demanding to know if they've been saved. Many Episcopalians view evangelism as aggressive, intrusive, exploitative, coercive, scary, self-interested, based on fear, guilt, and shame. But Jesus told us to evangelize, right? So what's going wrong here? The quote-unquote evangelism practices carried out in the ways I just mentioned are not, in fact, evangelism. They're what I call Christian malpractice, often driven by greed, or particularly in previous Christian centuries, Christian colonialism. People around the world were forced to convert to Christianity at gunpoint. That doesn't sound like the Jesus we know and love. It's no wonder that most Episcopalians shy away from evangelism. The desire to avoid shaming and blaming into church is a very good spiritual instinct. If you think you don't like evangelism, you're probably coming from a place of deep spiritual integrity. Evangelism that perpetrates spiritual violence against others lacks integrity. Shaming and blaming people, threatening them with dire eternal consequences of a fiery hell if they don't adhere to our doctrine, or getting them into church by hook or by crook just to drive up our average Sunday attendance. These are the kind of practices that have rightfully given evangelism a bad name. We want to share the good news, but we don't want to do it in a self-righteous, intrusive, coercive way. So if Jesus told us to share the good news, and we know we don't want to do it from a coercive, exploitative place, how do we evangelize? How can we redefine evangelism for ourselves? We've been given the amazing gift of the knowledge of God's love. And I promise you there are people walking around in your life right now who have no idea that God loves them. It's incredibly urgent that we share this good news, but we have to find a way to do it that harmonizes with our values. So we're redefining evangelism. It's not moralistic teaching of the good news to others. We're right and you're wrong. Come in here with us so we can tell you how to fix your life. No. We're redefining evangelism as journeying together through discovering the good news of Jesus Christ. It's a two-way street, a relationship, a lifelong adventure that we take on as companions in the way. Evangelism at its heart is building spiritual intimacy with others, going to the deep places of life, exploring how we find and struggle to find God there. So a major task of Christian community is building spiritual intimacy within and among our parishes and congregations, and with those outside our faith community. And we need to be evangelized as much as we need to evangelize others. I need the good news of Jesus Christ proclaimed to me in some way every single day of my life. We must communicate a God of love by means of love. So how will you love people more fully, more generously, more attentively? Because that is the heart of evangelism as spiritual intimacy, which means it's tied into the heart of our discipleship. We're not fully living out our life as disciples if we're not practicing evangelism. So consider for yourself going forward. You probably know how you don't want to evangelize. How do you want to evangelize? What would communicating news of love by means of love look like for you?